Hi, good evening. This is Navaldeep, and I'm here with my market views and level for the stocks for tomorrow. I hope you all had a wonderful day today, and I have a list of all the tickers which I am trading, or I got a feedback on Twitter about certain tickers. So I'll be going through their levels, what should be the good entry points, stop losses, and the possible targets in the direction. In case you have any feedback for me, you can reach out to me on Twitter at Novel for You, or you can watch my videos on this YouTube channel. All right, let's get started. So first thing first is ES, which is our market futures. I think I'm not shared the screen. Let me just share the screen so that we all can look at this. All right, so this is ES futures, and last time we were discussing and we found that 43.90 was the level where market was facing some kind of resistance, right? This 43.85. Now it has breached this resistance and is going up. And today it kind of faced certain level of uh, resistance, like not a full push through, but yes, a little bit in the after hours. It's not able to break higher, but I'm still confident on the market. And if I draw, let me just remove the volume from here to give a better view. Let me just draw a regression channel on it to see where we are heading. So I'm picking the regression channel for weeks, and then I'll start from the bottom of COVID low. All right. So now I'm just switching it to right there. So you see, every time we start and we try to test this trend line, we kind of facing resistance. And this trend line is right there from COVID time. So it goes back to March of 2020. Okay. So from here all the way there, the market is going up and down based on this trend line. All right. So let's go and see where we are in terms of today and where we are heading forward in the next few days. All right. So my target is as and when we break this trend line, which is around 4020, 4420, we have open area for 4485 round figure. So I don't see any resistance outside of this 4420 area. We might struggle and come back. Then 4385 is a very good entry point, and that will be good. Like if you want to go long on SPY and if you get a chance on ES or SPY to come around 438, 437, that's the entry point. And you can keep a stop loss of 4362 so that in case it goes and dips, this 12 EMA line can be tested and you can move forward. All right. My bias on ES is super positive. I am not worried about anything until Wednesday afternoon. So I will change my trend based on the Fed overview, but right now I'm bullish. The next the next stock which I want to consider is Amazon. So Amazon, last time we discussed that yes, above 36.56 it can go and test this trend line, and there is a good amount of volume distribution, meaning a supply zone. So right here, like we today saw, as and when we broke above it, we tested this line. So in the morning, as and when it tested this line, I kind of closed my position. So once I close my position, I am waiting for a good entry in it. So if tomorrow I get a chance around 36.60, that will be my entry point, and I'll be going towards 3700 target. Once I breach 3700 to 3750, If I breach this, like tomorrow in terms of Amazon, 3,800 and 39.93, meaning 4,000. These are the three targets I'm looking forward. If I breach this line, 33.50, bias is positive, stop loss is 3,625 if you enter around 36.56. Then we had QQQ. So past few days, I've been saying QQQ will test 375, and I'm still maintaining that. It has breached this supply zone. Now it's going up, and it will test 375. So still positive on it. There's no resistance for me on this. If you get an entry around 362, somehow if something goes wrong and anything dips, that will be a good entry point to move forward. Stop loss is around 362. Bias is positive. Then our most favorite stock, Tesla. Today it had earnings as well. Earnings were good, and it had a good bull flag right there. Now tomorrow it has to cross this line, which is around 670, 672. Once we cross this area, I think we are open for 686. 686 and a closer of 686 has been a problem for past many, many days. So in case we get an opportunity around 657, 658, try to go long in it with a stop loss of 650 and move toward 686 is there if we breach 672. That's again my viewpoint. I'm positive on Tesla based on the results and based on the setup. Okay. Then AMD. AMD, again, like above 90, it's very bullish. Uh, Today, it kind of made a not fully dodgy, but kind of somewhere about 50% dodgy. So I'm kind of lenient towards it that this 12 EMA moves a little forward or it breaches this 94. If any of that thing happened, that will be bullish for me. If it breaches 94, I'm open for 107 and my stop loss is 90. I have positions for 90 call uh, on my side as my disclosure, but I would like to enter once again if I get a chance. Bias is positive on it. Then Microsoft. Last time we discussed Microsoft, it was like 292 levels. That if it breaches 292, it's bullish. So right now you see this trend line, which is a resistance line. It's kind of struggling to cross this red line. So now I am going to see that if it has a resistance with this dark red line and the Fibonacci of 261% of 292, that's kind of a double blockage. If we or Microsoft gets the strength to break it, it will only go up. But I would like to see it to break 292 first before I make any move on Microsoft. If it kind of stuck here, it will come down and test this zone, which is 280 and 273. If it gets rejected here, because it's a double uh, Chewy. Chewy today actually did really good in the morning. It breached this line 85, 87, and then went up. When I have like Fibonacci into Fibonacci, so there are multi-level of Fibonacci which I have drawn. So uh, here we have this trend. This 85, 87 has been a kind of resistance area for Chewy today. It breached it handsomely and breached this second resistance of 87. And as and when it did, it went on to like almost test this 90 area. Now, if we keep 85 as our stop loss, we can be long in this. But if it breaches 85, 87, I would like to wait until 83 to make any longs on Chewy. All right. Stop loss is around 80, 81 area. Then rod blocks. Rod blocks made bearish engulfing and then went down hard and breached this line. So I'm not positive on roadblocks as of now. I need to see some strength, some volume, uh, and it crosses the 78 area. If it does, then yes, I'll be positive. But in last few days or few weeks, it has tested this line multiple times right there, and kind of acting as a base. So I want this to remain a base. If it breaches downward, no, I'll not play long on rod blocks. It can be shorted then. Then AYX, I've not traded this stock in many, many years. But somebody asked about the view. It had, you clearly see it had inverted head and shoulders and then it went down. Now it's kind of right there. If you see, like, pretty broadly, it had inverted head and shoulders. And from there, it went down exactly to the length of this peak from the baseline. So let me just see where we are on this. So AYX has actually bottomed out from like 90. It came down, 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 made a inside day, and then made a doji, which is a confirmation that yes, trend has changed. So from 75 onwards, it had a change of trend, but the 34 EMA is still hovering above the 12 EMA. They're kind of converging towards each other, but still, uh, it needs to like have this crossover, the green above the red, and it will have momentum in the positive direction. So right now, if you see, it's kind of making inverted head and shoulders. So if it comes around this baseline of 89, that is a point where you can go long on it, and it can have a target of around 96 to 110 area. But you need a confirmation. Right now, if you want to play along, you can play along for 89, but a good trade setup or a breakout will be happening around 89 area. Then BCRX. BCRX, I think it's about to break out. It's about to break out. It had done good consolidation in this area. Now, if I draw 1 second, let me go to the weekly lows. Its low is 1. Okay. So it's kind of struggling around this zone, the red zone, and right. So maybe like in this week or maybe early next week, if it breaches 18, it's not going to turn back. It's going to go up. It is definitely a buy at this price, as per my understanding. It should go up from here. Again, like, I, as a disclosure, it's my viewpoints. You go have to go back, make your charts. But if I'm looking at these charts, this is what I would do. I'm just reiterating that all the time. Then the last two stocks for the date is Netflix and Airbnb. So Netflix, I've last time said that it had bottom out somewhere. Today I traded in Netflix, but the volume was like very mere. It didn't had good volume. I wanted to break this 521. It tested this today, 34 EMA, and then retraced. But still, it made a higher high and a higher low, which is positive. So, in case the market gives it a strength, not Facebook, Netflix breaches 525, I'll be open for this again. Buy on dips from my side on this. Last but not the least, Airbnb. I've been positive on this for quite some time, but it's kind of failed. Today, I had positions on Airbnb. I'm holding like 141 calls for this week and 155 for 820. Today, it reached its zone, the max right here. So tomorrow, if it had strengths, the first target is 144, and the next target is 154. So I'm positive on it. So guys, this is what my analysis for tomorrow. I'll be looking for all these levels. And if you have any questions, you can revert back to me on Twitter and YouTube. Again, as a disclosure, these are my viewpoints, my market levels. I will trade the stocks or options based on it. You need to go back, do your research, do your diligence. If you have any kind of questions regarding the chart, let me know. Thank you very much.